by the minute, really. So we're so lucky to be alive now. So the first thing I wanted to let you know is that we never ever see reality as it is, but only through who we are. And we confuse it for objective reality. Now, how does this happen? Well, and I have a resource list, and you can see the person who describes how this happens. But we have a brain physiology that operates at 80/40th of a second. You can imagine that, at a millisecond, to take a flash of what's happening, go inside us, and predict the reality we're seeing based on our past experience. But the thing is that it happens so fast and it's so deeply unconscious that we would swear that we're seeing objective reality. So the good news is we now don't have to bumble around about how we might predict a new reality. We know that so many people have heard about neuroplasticity. We can change our brain physiology until the moment we take our last breath, which for me is a thrill, because we can always be changing. Now, how do we predict a new reality? Well, the way that we can do that is shift our state of being. And when we do that, it's actually like a fog is clearing, and we have more access to our full system intelligence, and we see the world differently. And because of that, we begin right away predicting a new future. So we're not at all trapped in our past. And people, obviously, we wouldn't be progressing if it was only on the past. So people bumbled their way into it before. Now we have the science of the heart to help us learn how to do that. So there's many ways. There's art therapy that Carol does, meditation, lots of ways. And one way is like meditation on the go is heart coherence, which is what I'm going to talk about today. And Heart Math, MATH, is a wonderful site, has 150 countries in it participating, and they're the ones, and they've got decades of research, and they're the ones who have come up with this heart coherence. And what happens when you're in heart coherence? Well, and we're going to do a two-step process of getting in there today so you know how to do it. Your heart and mind and emotions are in sync. And as they move in sync, what happens is your immune system and your autonomic nervous system then are able to harmonize with each other. So you really get a system alignment. And you can look at the Heart Math site. They have decades of scientific research showing exactly how this works. And I'm a art and science geek, so I love this. And when you're in heart coherence, there's so many benefits, and I'll tell you that throughout. But you actually think more clearly. You see better options and choices you didn't see before. Now, what I love about the site is that people are constantly putting in their stories. And there's just a recent one, and I was like, oh, I gotta share this with these guys, about a fireman. This is a true story. He credits heart coherence with saving his life. And I'll give you a couple of my examples later. There's so many stories about this. But he was in a burning building. He was trapped. His legs were pinned down, and the roof was burning, and death was imminent. And he started panicking, of course, like almost all of us would if we knew we were going to die. And then he's a heart coherence practitioner, and so he went into heart coherence, and and he saw a way to get out. That when he was panicking, he literally could not. And he said, if it wasn't for heart coherence, I wouldn't be alive. So this is a powerful, practical tool as well. Now, what I want to show you is this slide so you get a visual. So, can you see this slide?
Hold on.
So we'll have this slide. I'm going to tell you what's coming up, and can we probably turn off the lights a little bit for this? Okay. So now what you're going to see, and this really helped me because I visualized, oh my gosh, I'm throwing that in my body. So what happened, this is the same woman, and because they wanted to be able to measure her, the left side is in incoherence, and they asked her to manifest frustration and impatience, and she came up with a incoherent heart wave where she was out of alignment. And you can see the difference in the two patterns. The one on the left is chaotic and all over the place. And then they asked her to, and I'll tell you what's so amazing about this, it only takes a few minutes to move into heart coherence, which is why a lot of people call it meditation on the go. These tools, this heart coherence is made for you to use in the midst of your busy life. And on the right, they asked her to bring up a feeling of appreciation. And as you can see up on the right, you can bring in calm, patience, confidence. Now, I must tell you, I am not a naturally patient person. I have to work with this because when I came in, I was like, I bit Stephanie's head. I apologized to her. I said, well, was this planned at all to record? And I went, oh, heart coherence, Christine. And then I apologized to her. And she was so lovely. She just said, well, you were just nervous. And I said, that would be right. Heart coherence to the rescue. And lots of people use this if you're in the middle of something that's frustrating or in a conversation that's starting to go south. Like I said, it only takes a few minutes to be moving into this. And I wanted to give you a visual of this. And just before we finish this, I wanted to let you know that the kind of coherent practicing this over time will give you more emotional regulation, energy management, optimum performance, and also mental clarity. And I'll give you a real quick one. So I was setting up this talk, and and there's so much, I was just geeking out, like, how am I gonna get this? I can't do this in 20 minutes. No, it's no way. And I was putting it in, and I got really caught. And even though I was going into the heart coherence, I would skip out because I just was thinking about all I wanted to tell you. And so I made sure that I stopped and I was in heart coherence for a few minutes. And I heard, it's Halloween. Go out with your friends to a party. The little kids were all in graft, and I had a wonderful time. And what my heart coherence told me is it will all work itself out without you messing it up, and you'll come home and you'll know exactly what to do. Doggone it, if it wasn't true. I got out of my own way. I came home in heart coherence, and I put together the outline in 20 minutes. Now, go figure. Before I knew heart coherence, I would stay and keep getting more frazzled. And then I finally have to say to myself, step away, step away, step away. So that's all I wanted to do, is to give the visual there so you could see. I am now going to lead you into, and can we get the lights on again? Oh, thanks so much. Into a two-step heart coherence process. And before I do that, I just want to tell you that you can do this tool open eyes or shut. Most people, like myself, start out with eyes shut. As I lead you, I'll lead you into a two-step process. because you can get more used to what it feels like inside. But with time, you're very much encouraged to keep your eyes open with this so you get used to using it wherever you are. And it is absolutely set up to be used in the midst of a very busy life. And I tell you, I use it when I feel like I'm about to lose it. And I'm starting to get better doing it before. So if you would now get comfortable in your chair. And close your eyes for this one. And now I want to ask you, before I lead you into it, check in with how you're feeling. Are you frustrated? Are you peaceful, calm, impatient? Just, there's no right or wrong to this. And I want to now just have you capture that. Okay? So now focus your attention, and I'm going to do this with you, in the area of the heart. Imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or chest area. Breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual, and find an easy rhythm that's comfortable. And I'll now do this with you for a short time. And there's no hurry. When you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, so we don't have enough time to do paired sharing, but what difference did you notice from where you were before and when you did this heart-focused breathing?
Slower breathing.
Pardon?
Slower breathing.
Slower breathing.
Slower heart rate.
Slower heart rate.
More centered.
What'd you say?
Centered.
Centered.
Calm.
Yeah.
Grounded.
Can I share what you said when we did this? So, and if you didn't feel anything, no worries whatsoever. Just get used to it and checking in, and I promise you, you will notice a difference. And I loved what you said. You said, well, I was tired and now I'm less tired. Mm-hmm. So there's all kinds of ways it's just bringing you into your heart. Mm-hmm. And I will say, I use heart-focused breathing all the time to be much more calm and relaxed throughout my day. So you can use heart-focused breathing anytime. And that's the first part of the process. I will tell you why I use the heart-focused breathing. It is amazing how it disrupts the storyline that I'm running. Mm-hmm. And the mind judges. So it only takes 30 seconds to disrupt that storyline. And boy, is that helpful. All the people I coach find that really helpful too. Okay, so what I would suggest is you get used to the heart-focused breathing throughout the day before you do the heart coherence. But because this is a talk and I want to introduce both of these tools to you, we'll now do the heart coherence, the part that makes it coherent, and I'll talk about that after. So we're going to start with the same thing. Close your eyes and check in with how you're feeling. And we're going to start in the same way. So focus your attention in the area of the heart. imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or chest area, breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual. Find an easy rhythm that's comfortable. And again, I'm doing this with you. Now, as you continue your heart-focused breathing, make a sincere attempt to experience a regenerative feeling, such as appreciation or care for someone or something. And you can also focus on a feeling of calm or ease while you're doing this. And no hurry. When you're ready, come back to us, ready to discuss. So, what did you notice this time from where you were? You can either do before you did the heart focused breathing the first time, and what do you feel adding the coherence piece? Or what do you notice? There's no right or wrong answer.
Calm and peaceful.
I see a lot of head nods. Okay, and then can I share what you said? Because when we were doing that, she said, I feel more expansive. What, did I miss something?
I said I feel joyful.
Yes, yes, yes. That, and she said more expansive, but joy is part of it. It's like, and that, a natural part of our heart, when we get rid of the fog, is that joy of just being alive. More expansive, and you can look at all the research. There's so much stuff. I don't want to overwhelm you with. Well, I will say this much: it just makes living a happier experience. Okay, so let me look at what I want to say here because I got the 5-minute heart. They give me a little heart thing that goes back and forth, which says, okay, time's ticking, I got 5 minutes. So what I do really want to emphasize to you is that heart coherence is very different from positive thinking, because heart coherence is actually a feeling of regeneration or calm or peace. And it starts in your body. And why is that important? Because the heart sends so many more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So when we're doing it from the brain, we're actually squeezing out so much of our full system intelligence. And actually how it works is the heart sends signals to the brain, and then the brain sends it throughout our physiological system. And what does this have to do with intuition? Well, the more that you are in heart coherence, the closer you are to your intuition. And there's such fun research on the Heart Math site, because I'll give you a little snippets. Hippocrates said 2,000 years ago, the heart is the perfection of the organism, and the principles of perception must reside in the heart. I get heavenly shivers with this. And you know what? Over 2,000 years later, we have the scientific evidence to prove that, in fact, that is absolutely true. Intuition begins and resides in the heart, and it can be measured just the same way any physiological process can. I don't have time to tell you all the ways they did this, but I want to tell you that this is so important. Intuition is not based in reason or logic. Intuition is formulated and processed in the heart primarily. After intuition, the heart is processed it enough. It sends it, and what's in our time, this happens so quickly, but then it sends it up, like I said, to the brain, and then you've got system alignment because it sends it all over. And so intuition really is the perfection of the heart. There's 3 types of intuition, and the more you're in the heart coherence, the more you're really close to that intuition, that you're not basing it on positive thinking. There's nothing wrong with positive thinking or reason or logic. You're opening something much larger. So positive thinking is great, and so is reason and logic. This is just a way that you can access so much more of it all working like an orchestra together. And what I love is, like, you check it out for yourself and you just see over time. Now, what I will say is it recalibrated my autonomic nervous system and my heart patterning. And my chiropractor goes, something's happened to you. Your whole autonomic nervous system, everything is moved to stability and well-being in a completely different aligned way. And yeah, it's the heart math. Now, here's the thing. If you practice it every day for 3 to 5 times for a minute or 2, in about 4 months, your autonomic nervous system and your heart will have repatterned and recalibrated to calm, well-being, and stability. And you can access it the same way that fireman did, and the same way I did with the talk. It was like, it sounded so counterintuitive to me to go up and, celebrate Halloween when I needed to talk to her about doing a run through the next day. And I want to tell you how easy it is. Just put it in with something you already do. So not only is this not another to do, this enhances something and makes it much more joyful. I use it while I'm making my bed in the morning, while I'm drinking my coffee, while I'm brushing my teeth, while I'm taking a shower, when I go to bed, and all kinds of other routines. I have a good friend, and she wanted me to coach her on this, and she begins her day with heart breathing and then coherence and sending love to our world. And so we do that a lot in Heart Math, and I certainly do that a lot too. So what I love about this is you'll find when you add it to a routine activity, it makes it more joyful, more, it adds a joie de vivre to it, a zest for living. And how's my time going?
You're done.
I'm done. Well, all right, so I'll end with this, okay? So based on my experience and the people I coach and the groups I work with, that it is absolutely true, the heart math statement. I experienced it myself and with all the people I coach over and over, and the groups too, in the workshops, that every life has its challenges, and they just keep coming. And every heart has the answers for us.
Thank you.
Nice.